How's it going, world, and welcome to The Irish Humanist. In today's video I want to talk about billboards, in particular atheist billboards. There's probably no God, so stop worrying about it and enjoy your life. This is an example of one of such billboards that you can see across the United States and the United Kingdom. And look, I kind of have a love and hate relationship with these billboards. I kind of hate them and I kind of think they're kind of cute at the same time. But just because something is cute doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. Just because freedom of speech exists doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. Look, my problem with atheist billboards is that I don't really see the point. I can kind of understand where the religious folks are coming from. They want to convert people to their religion. So they do this by preaching whatever they want to preach in their billboards with some random Bible quote or a quote from the Quran, although I haven't seen any Islamic ones yet. Anyway, so the Christian billboards, they have their little Bible quotes, and I guess it's kind of annoying. I can understand it. A lot of atheists get very sort of triggered by the Bible quotes in the billboards, and they might kind of feel, well, look, this doesn't represent me. Why should I have to look at this? Well, I guess because freedom of speech exists, maybe? And unfortunately, the Christians do have a right to have those billboards. I don't identify with it either. I obviously don't believe that Jesus is my only way to salvation or whatever. I don't believe in it. We do have these sort of religious ones in Ireland as well, especially around Easter time, but that's not really necessarily preaching. It's more about advertising for a religious prayer event, which I don't have any interest in. So it's like, okay, whatever. You know, you want to advertise that for people who are interested. It's not my demographic, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not my demographic, and I respect freedom of speech. I just don't agree with the message that you are trying to promote. When it comes to the very conservative and very fundamentalist religious regions and nations, especially in the Bible Belt in the United States, I can understand why atheists would feel that atheist billboards would be more appropriate to sort of create a contrast between the very, very, very religious billboards, to sort of give another layer of dialogue, if you will. But the thing is, even when it is a very conservative area, I don't think it really helps. I don't think it does create more dialogue. I understand that that is where such atheists would be coming from, which is the point I'm making. But I don't think that it really helps. Some people are under the assumption that it sometimes causes people to question their faith. I don't think it does. I don't actually think it is causing people to question their faith. It's just causing people to become pissed off, which is kind of the same reason why you'll never get a very conservative religious person picking up the God delusion, because the very idea of the title of books like that pisses conservative religious people off. They're not even going to want to look at it, never mind read it. So it just pisses people off. It probably puts atheists in more of a box. It probably alienates the non-religious even more so, if anything. In my opinion, the best way to sort of spread awareness on atheism or get the atheist voices heard is to organize reason rallies, is to voice your opinions on the internet, be it on forums, be it on videos like what I'm doing right now, or even on social media like Twitter. I know Twitter is probably not the best place to have a debate, but it can trigger a discussion, and you can even follow that on to other areas on the internet, forum, YouTube, whatever. I think that is more productive than putting up a billboard that is just going to piss people off. And trust me, that is pretty much what it is doing. It's just pissing people off. In a way, it's kind of childish. It's like saying, hey, Christians, I see you've got a Jesus billboard. Well, guess what? We've got an atheist billboard, and ours is bigger. So it's kind of like the two sides battling against each other and constantly just throwing shit at each other. because that is essentially what you're doing. You're throwing shit at each other, which doesn't really help at all. Instead of throwing shit at each other, have a conversation. Billboards, you might think they're starting a conversation, but they're not. They're really just not. It's just making people more irritated, more pissed off. It is causing the zealous conservative religious extremists to discriminate against atheists even more so. It's just pissing them off. You're not helping the situation, you're making it worse. I would have much more respect and more interest in watching a debate between, let's say, Sam Harris and William Lee Craig, because at least that would be getting us somewhere. That would be highlighting diverse opinions, and yes, those would be two people with two very different takes on the world and the universe and how they see things. But at least you would have that conversation, at least those ideas would be shared. But when you've got an atheist billboard, it's not really any different from those childish memes that we see on Facebook and Reddit. It's really just not. You're just taking something from the internet and pulling it out in the public. And yes, you have the freedom of speech to do that, but just because you have the freedom of speech to do that doesn't mean that it's generally a good idea. For example, people have the freedom of speech to be opposed to marriage equality, abortion, the use of vaccines, and so on and so forth. They have the right to have all these opinions, but that does not necessarily automatically make them good ideas, because generally speaking, they're not good ideas. So that's pretty much all I have to say on this topic. I would be very interested in hearing some other opinions down below in the comments area. And as always, I also have a link for video responses, which is usually shared on Twitter, so check out that link if you do want to leave a video response. I do accept them. Other than that, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button and share it on social media if you would be so very kind to do so. Until next time, freedom, peace, and love to you all. Hey Internet, if you like this video, be sure to check out some of my other videos. Click on the video on the left for the previous Irish Humanist video, or click on the video on the right for the previous Nerdy Keith video.